All right. So Sadie, thank you for helping me with this demonstration today. I appreciate your help. Um, we are going to be demonstrating what's called a vocational card sort. So if you look down at the table, what you'll see is a bunch of job titles on these little pieces of paper, and I'd like for you to sort them. So if you could see yourself working one of these jobs, you'll put it in the yes column. If it's a maybe, like, yeah, maybe I could see myself doing that, you could put it in the maybe column. Or if it's a no, definitely not, couldn't work that job, you can put it in the no column. And if by some chance you come across one that you don't know what it is, like if you have questions about what the job is, if you've never heard of it before, ask me and we can talk about it. And I also have this website up, it's called OccupationsNet. We can do a little bit of research here. We can look up the job and find out what some of the job tasks might be to help to give you a little bit more information about it, okay? So why don't you go ahead and get started.
Okay.
Good. Speed sorter. Okay.
I can't decide with that one.
That's okay. And if you can't decide, that might be a good reason to put it in the maybe pile.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oops.
All right. Good job. All right, almost there. Okay.
Just gonna look at these.
All right, nice. And do you feel like you know what all of these are? Do you have any questions about what any of these people might do for work?
They collected. Okay.
If you feel pretty confident, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The dental hygienist, that's just like the dentist, like helper base.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, that's like a helper.
like a
someone...
nurse kind of, but like for a dentist kind of.
Yeah. So it's someone who works in an office, in a dental office, and oftentimes they will do the cleaning, the teeth cleaning, and sometimes they even help with the X-rays. And then after they're done, then the dentist usually comes in and does his or her examination.
I feel like I would want to do that, but like for my main job, is this like for your main job, like or like like what kind, like is it like could you have like a side job?
Yeah, it could be a side job too. Yeah, so keep that in mind.
I want that.
Good.
I mean,
Okay.
I am a musician.
Okay, you are a
Like
musician.
no, like does this mean like the musician? Does that mean like to teach the music, or like you're just like, and like do you have to be in a, or can you just like play an instrument?
So that's a good question. So for a musician, that would be someone who actually plays an instrument for a living.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I probably wouldn't do that for a living.
Okay.
But I do like
All
to
right.
play.
Good.
Yeah, I think this stuff is good here.
Excellent. Great work. Okay. Do you feel good about these piles where they're at?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Awesome, Sadie. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to sort these piles. So why don't we start with the no column? And I'd like for you to sort these no's in categories based on reasons for why you picked them as a no.
Okay.
Okay?
So like police officer.
Okay.
Like that's like dangerous crap. Like I.
It's a dangerous
what,
job.
Yeah, it's like dangerous. I don't like
Okay.
do that because it's kind of like scary and stuff.
It can be dangerous, sure.
Security guard. I don't know if that would go. I didn't pick this because like I don't know. It like seemed kind of like. I guess it could be scary. Like I wouldn't. It just doesn't seem like something I would want to do or like
Yeah.
be good at it. So
Well, you said it
kinda
could be
like
scary.
In between two
Yeah.
things. So like I'll put it with this.
Okay, yeah, put it there. It could be dangerous as well. That's
Well,
possible.
that's what this pile is.
Yeah, police
doing.
officer, security guard. Good.
Also flight attendant because I don't like.
You don't wanna crash?
Yeah, like crash. I always think of crashing
Alright.
on like planes and stuff. Or same with pilot.
Okay.
Truck driver, that's like a big truck that you could easily tip over, so like dangerous.
Okay.
Dental hygienist, not that good. I don't really like the dentist. Like it's not something that I like would want to do. So this is like
What are some what? Go ahead. Why do you think you wouldn't want to do that?
I feel like it's just like something that it's boring.
Boring.
Like you're just cleaning people's teeth all day. Like that's not.
It's like the same routine over and
Yeah.
over again. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Good.
I feel like I just wouldn't be good at acting.
Okay.
Like I'm not like that kind of person. I'm just like not gifted in that way.
Not necessarily gifted,
Yeah.
and okay, so like creativity or just performing in front of people.
And then, and then the dentist would go with this one too, like
Okay.
boring.
Same routine over and over again. Okay.
Yeah. Same with the pharmacist. I feel like
Pharmacist.
like just
sure.
kind of boring, like all day.
Behind a
standing.
desk.
Yeah.
A lot of the same
Same
practices.
with cashier,
Mm-hmm.
musician.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I wouldn't want to do that for a living. Like there's other things that I would enjoy more for doing as a living, but I still like love music and stuff like that. So this is like I don't know what kind of category this would be under. Like
Yeah, so maybe that could be something I think you could see yourself doing as a hobby.
yeah, a hobby.
But maybe something that you wouldn't necessarily see yourself doing as a career.
Yeah.
So why don't you put that over in the maybe pile?
Okay.
Okay. Good.
An accountant. I feel like that would be kind of boring and stressful, like counting all day. I'm like, so like kind of in between like
Same
a boring-
routine, monotonous. Okay.
Nurses aide, doctor, veterinarian. Like these are all. I don't like blood and like watching people suffer, like and animals and like
That makes sense.
stuff.
Good. Okay.
So I don't like that.
Okay.
And then this is like boring just to drive people around all day, like, and like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I probably wouldn't. Do you get paid good being a taxi or Uber driver? Yeah.
I think it depends on maybe who you're driving and how often you drive them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you could make decent money doing that. But the same task, it's a repetitive task, and it seems like that's something you're not interested in. Okay.
Plumbing, that's just disgusting and.
Okay, so the gross factor.
Yeah, so.
Maybe do you think, does that go and could you connect that with the gross factor
Yeah,
here with some of the
probably.
medical stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Graphic designer, I feel like I probably wouldn't be very good at designing it maybe, or just kind of be like, I'm not very techy, I guess. Like
Okay,
techy.
so Okay, so not a tech person. That's good.
Yeah.
So we'll put that one over
And
like a no
would
tech pile.
engineer be like techie too? Or what is engineer?
It depends on what type of engineer. So there are
Like-
different types of engineers. But I'd say generally speaking, it is a very detail-oriented job. A lot of math.
I feel like that would get kind of like hard sometimes, and like not very. I don't know. Like I wouldn't enjoy it too.
Yeah.
So like.
You wouldn't be. Yeah. I mean, the primary part of your job wouldn't necessarily be working with people. It would be more.
Yeah, I like working more with people.
Okay. Okay.
Just like not like doctors and that stuff. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you think? What category this would come in?
Engineer. Let's put it maybe in a pile here. Let's put it on its own for now and see if we can find any others that might match with it.
Mechanic. Not very good at like mechanic. Like you like fixing things, basically.
Yeah, so fixing cars.
Yeah, I'm not very like hands-on. I get like
Okay, so
buildy.
yeah.
Like I don't.
Sure.
What's that? Like I don't know what that like word is. That do you know what I'm talking about? Like I don't know what.
Yeah,
that
hands-on
like.
is good,
Yeah.
or tactile could be another word
Yeah.
for it. Okay.
Same with builders. So, and like I feel like these kind like I'm not very good at like. I don't know, it doesn't seem something like I would enjoy and that I would be very good at.
Okay, so mechanic and builder. That makes sense. It's just it's very tactile. It's not something that you're interested
a
working
roofer.
with your hands.
Roofer, this could go like in between this one or this one too because it's kind of this one because it's kind of like dangerous. I feel like right being on the roof.
Roofing can be dangerous.
Like
yes.
that, like I don't like heights.
Okay.
So like
that one could fall in multiple piles.
So
you pick.
I'll put it in this one
Okay.
for now. Maybe I'll switch it over.
Sure.
Athletic trainer, they just like help the athletes, right? Basically.
Yeah, so they'll tape up injuries. So they treat injuries. They also help to prevent injuries for athletes.
I feel like I wouldn't really want to do that, like be like seeing people's wounds or like.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like you
seeing people in pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a theme, and I think you kind of hit on that with medical. So I think that could match with those.
School bus driver. This could probably go with this, like dangerous.
Okay.
This is boring. Where's the boring? Was that
boring pile there? Repetitive tasks. Okay.
Yeah. Office administrator. What was that? You just like help at the
office administrator. Yeah, would be someone who runs an office type setting, helping to make and schedule appointments, helping to keep budgets.
That just kind of be like boring and maybe stressful sometimes too.
Sure.
Video game designer.
Okay.
That just sounds boring and I wouldn't be good at it probably. Like I don't really know much about.
You had mentioned that you're not good with techie things. You don't like
so
maybe that could go with graphic design and
like these could
and engineer maybe. Yeah, sure. You could put those together. I could see that.
And this probably with techie too.
That would be cybersecurity. Would also be very techie.
And then park ranger. Park ranger. I don't know. It's kind of like in between these two, like just boring, and it could get kind of like. Like I don't want to deal with people who are like I don't want to like have to hurt people or like put them like in like have to deal with their like I don't want to make like give them consequences really though. Like,
so a park ranger might have to give people fines or they might have to carry a gun or those types of things. So why don't you put that maybe with safety? Yeah. Okay.
So
good. Okay, great. So we have all these sorted. And so we said there was like a performance thing. You didn't really value performing in front of people. That was actor.
Yeah.
Maybe even musician a bit here. But then there was also this theme of like musician. Actually, we moved musician over to a maybe pile. That's right. But we have actor. Definitely, you're interested in music, but not really performing in front of people.
Yeah.
So we got that. Mechanic and builder. Those were hands-on, very tactile. You said not really interested in tactile type jobs. Those jobs that were maybe a little bit more dangerous, not interested in those either. So, maybe really valuing safety.
I'm gonna move the landscape over here.
Yeah, move that one over. Great. Yeah, that makes sense. And then repetitive tasks. So you really value a job that might have a little bit of change in it or variety over the course of the day. So that's good to keep in mind. Some of these things in the medical field, things that either like just didn't sit well with you or might gross you out a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably valuing sort of like a clean work environment as well. And then some of the tech stuff, just not interested in that either.
Yeah.
So that makes perfect sense. Good job, Sadie. So let's move over to the yes pile. And you have a little bit of a shorter list than the yes pile.
Yeah.
But maybe can you sort some of those as to why you said yes to that?
So baker and cook, I feel like would go together because I love food, making any type of food.
Okay.
Especially dessert. So more of a baker than cook, but I still love cooking too. Child worker and teacher. I love kids, like just being with kids and stuff and helping and stuff.
So helping children, that's great.
YouTuber, like I love like YouTube, and it seems really fun to like just like make YouTube videos. I don't know.
Okay.
Like something that I would just like enjoy. Probably maybe more of a hobby.
More of a hobby.
Yeah, probably more of a hobby and not like a real career.
Okay.
And then sports coach. I think that would be really fun because I love sports, and I think it would be really fun to like be able to like teach kids like how to like play different sports.
Well, that makes sense, and I think there's actually connection here between childcare worker, teacher, and even sports coach because you like teaching kids.
Yeah, and maybe this could get moved over to because this would probably be more of a hobby. Like I feel like musician and YouTuber more of like hobbies. I feel like I would definitely want to do it, but as a hobby. Like,
that makes sense. Good. All right, so you've definitely identified some themes here. So you like to bake, so baking and cooking, those are things that you really enjoy and you could see yourself actually working in those fields. Now, you did identify some things over here about repetitive tasks, for example, or also tactile, more hands-on work. Now, baker and cook is definitely more hands-on and sometimes can be a little bit repetitive. You're standing in a kitchen all day. You're doing some similar things, but there is some variety in that you're cooking different things or baking different things. What do you think is different between like baker and cook as opposed to mechanic, builder, or landscaper? How could you?
I mean, it's food, and I love to. It's. I feel like it's like something you can just like, you just like enjoy it. Like you get to make people happy that you're making it for.
Ah, interesting. Okay, see, that's really good, and I think that helps us a lot. So you enjoy the baking and the cooking, but some of it is actually the gratification that you get when you actually get to provide that for people.
Yeah, it makes like everyone happy and stuff.
Okay, that's awesome. Very good, Sadie. That's actually, that's really good insight. So it really kind of fits with sort of that theme of service to people. So really seeing that theme of service to people over here as well. So why don't we'll just finish up here with the maybe column. And go ahead and sort these maybes, and then we'll talk about it a little bit before we finish up.
I feel like maybe could like these ones go together?
Nanny, social worker, counselor, sure.
Because they're all like with people.
They all work with people.
Maybe physical therapist. Chiropractor.
Sure, they work with people.
Lawyers also do, so maybe a lawyer.
They do work with people, yes.
I feel like it's like kind of
different
than
settings,
this,
but
And then these are all kind of different, I feel like.
Okay.
These might be a little more like it's more active, kind of. Actually, I don't know.
Musician and dancer, So performance-based, YouTuber, pastor. Yeah, so those are all very much performance-based, like up in front of people at least. So it makes sense to group all of those together.
I feel like these would be more of hobbies here.
Okay, maybe
more
like being in ministry or dancing on the side.
Yeah,
now,
like
why a
more
hobby?
Like hip hop, kind of like.
Okay.
Not like ballet or something like that. Like
So you like these things. You like to do these things, but not necessarily something you want to do for a living.
Yeah.
Why do you think that might be?
I feel like they're not like something that I know that I would enjoy going to work every day. And like I know like it wouldn't be something that like I don't know, like with these like you can like make people happy and stuff. I mean with this like you can too, but like I don't know, it's just different. I feel like I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Sometimes it's hard to really, and they're in your
like,
maybe pile, so that's part of why it's hard.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but like they're just like more of like something I like to do for the side. Like there's my main thing that I like, and I want that to be my main thing. But then there's also stuff that like I really enjoy. It's just not like my main priority, I guess.
Okay.
Like it's stuff that I still love and I want to do it. It's just not like I don't really know how to explain it. Do you like?
Not necessarily something that you feel passionate about doing for your job, for your work.
Yeah.
But things that you really enjoy doing as hobbies. So
Yes.
really, it's maybe kind of like a hobby pile.
Yeah.
And I think that that fits perfectly for the maybe column.
Yeah.
Things that you could potentially fall into doing, seeing yourself doing maybe part-time or as a hobby.
Yeah.
Could potentially be full-time if the right opportunity opened up, but not necessarily something that you'd pursue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Like
Good.
I think these would kind of bring like just some fun into like more like fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. And then how about this last pile here that you have? Nanny, social worker, counselor, physical therapist, chiropractor, and lawyer.
So nanny kind of goes with like this, like the child worker, I feel like, and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I love like working with kids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like but like I feel like a nanny, like I'd rather like know like the kids that I'm working with each day and like get to know them better than like a nanny maybe like switching around kids, and like I'd still enjoy that, but I feel like that's not something I would want to do as much as like this, like the teacher.
Like working in a school environment.
Yeah.
What about it? Do you think maybe like are there aspects of being a nanny that would be different that you wouldn't like as much? So nanny would work in a home environment, and these individuals wouldn't.
Yeah.
necessarily.
So I don't know. Maybe like the kids might act different like in their home than like.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like. I don't know. I feel like the parents, like with the parents, they're more like. There's more like a strict time for everything, but at school, I feel like maybe you can have more fun with the kids, and like I don't know,
School.
you can get them to know them better too, because you like are with them each day and stuff more. I feel like.
Okay.
And like I don't know, you have like a, I don't know, I don't really know how to
Yeah.
explain it.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
And you know what too? Here's the thing. This is your maybe column. So these are jobs that we could continue to kind of keep on your radar,
Yeah.
and we could research those because they're not eliminated. These are just things that maybe you could learn a little bit more about them. And that's something that we can do next time we get together, Sadie. So like next time we do this, we could go on to OccupationsNet, and maybe that's one of the things we could focus on is maybe looking up some of these jobs, reading a little bit more about them, and then understanding if it's something that you would really want to consider or not. But for now, we can just keep them in a maybe column. And I think that these actually fit together really well. But I think what we've really discovered today is that you have some major themes that you've identified. You really enjoy service to people, it seems like.
Yeah.
And so that's something that is of great value to you, and you've identified that here. It also seems like you value working in a safe environment. You don't necessarily like repetitive tasks, so change in the course of your day is a high priority for you. Those are all things that, regardless of the specific jobs that you're looking at, if you know what your values are, your work values, then you can find other jobs that fit those values, and you might find a career that you end up really enjoying, you could be really successful at, that may not even be in this pile yet. The most important thing is knowing what you value and whether those values suit the job that you're looking at.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, Sadie, thanks for your time today. I appreciate you just volunteering, and I'll take you out to McDonald's and get some French fries later. Sound good? All right.